bees covering these frames here. Let's see, I had that one out already. I think this is the one. Yep, I had that one out already. It's all laid up. All laid up. Beautiful, beautiful. There's the queen. The elusive queen. The one that ain't gonna wait for you to put the top box back on. She's just gonna fly back over there herself. That's alright. Had me excited at first. I thought I had an extra queen. That has been known to happen. A queen laying in the top box and then another queen laying in the bottom box. As long as they never run into each other, they can do that for quite a while sometimes, and nothing ever happens. They'll just be like two hives. See this pattern? I don't know where that camera's aiming here, but here I'll see if I can get these guys to move around a little bit. Look at that cat brood. That pattern. See, all the way over to here. See here, and up into here. See, they got just a little bitty thin band of pollen. That thin band of pollen right there, it's about maybe not even an inch wide between there and the top of the frame. This is all the rest of that's all cat brood. See there? That should be emerging just any time now. I'm gonna guess, let's see, this is what is today, Wednesday? Mm-hmm. Wednesday, April the 29th. I'm gonna guess by Monday probably we're gonna have a lot of this brood emerging. I don't see any coming off at the moment. I do have a few drone in there. See, we got cat brood right here. Since this has been laid up, the bees have actually taken and they pulled nectar. These frames were solid with nectar and pollen all the way across. Well, when they got that queen bee in there, they're gonna give her a place to lay, right? So they started pulling stuff out. First it was a small spot. Right away they opened a big old empty spot in the middle of this frame, okay? Then, as you can see, after she laid this up, they pulled some more out. See here where the pollen is? That pollen was all the way up to here where this brood pattern is. Okay, now they pulled nectar and pollen out of these cells around here. If you look right in there, that's eggs and open larvae, open brood right in there. Okay, so you can see here the band of pollen right here. It's all laid up to there. Okay, she's doing an excellent job. Excellent. I'm very happy with this queen. Okay, here. This is a frame that they've just almost got drawn out. They've got it connected to the side here. They've almost got that completely drawn out. These are some frames that I made and I put in here. I wish they would get that connected at the bottom. But do you see that? Hopefully you can see that cat brood pattern. It's almost the entire comb. Okay, there's a little, see, there's just a little up here at the top, and that may be laid. I'm not sure. Okay, but they are doing just excellent, excellent. I don't plan to use any foundation. This hive, when I bought it, it came with frames that had foundation. Okay, I plan to slowly rotate those out because I don't want to use foundation. I want these bees to draw their own comb, and I want and use their own natural cell size. Okay, it's my understanding that is way better for them as far as controlling the varroa mite. There's a difference in small cell and natural cell, but natural cell is still the bees drawing the cell size that, I mean, they know more about what size their cells should be than we do. So if we don't give them a foundation that uses a cell size too large, they're going to draw what they need to draw. Okay, it might take them a couple of generations to regress back down to a small, natural cell size. That's okay. That just means all you have to do is just about every 6 weeks, 6 or 8 weeks or so, you just rotate out your frames and rotate more frames back in. Now this frame right here, on this side they've got, I'm guessing this would be the outer edge of the brood nest or what have you, because here they've got honey in here. See, they've got honey up there. Hope you guys can see this. I'm not getting any interaction from my camera person as to where I'm holding this right or not.
You're holding it fine.
But see all this pollen? Now that's the way that other frame was when we first put the queen in here, and they started pulling that stuff out of there. And what they did was they pulled the pollen out and they went and got more pollen. They don't really move it, the pollen. Where it is where it is. And when they needed the space for the queen to lay, they just pulled it out. And you'll find those little balls of pollen bread or bee bread, you'll find them down in the bottom of the hive. Well, since then they've gone and got more. They never emptied this one out. They've just packed more in. But it's got honey all up across here. Okay, I'm not certain, but I think we've got a pretty good flow starting to come on now. We'll see. We shall see. This is the last, not the last frame, but the last frame they're showing any interest in working right now. There's another frame here. I'll show it to you. This is one that they drew. This is mostly drone brood though, I think. These cells look bigger. And I may do one of two things. I may just cut this out, melt it down, let them do it again. Or I may move it into the top box and let them put honey in it. You know, if they can use drone brood to put honey in, and it just means the cells will hold more honey. You know, simply that. But if the queen lays in there, she's going to lay drone eggs. And unless you're rearing your own queens or something like that, you don't really need a high population of drones. I don't think. If you have a different opinion to that, why, leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear, you know, your reasoning. I plan to try to raise some queens, but I plan to learn how to keep bees first. You know, this is still, you know, this is new to me. I don't know how long you have to do this to really, if you ever feel like you know what you're doing, I don't know, you know, but I feel like right now everything's working, but it's not due to anything really that I've done. It's this this outstanding queen that we've got going in here. She's just doing an excellent job. Let me get this in here. That frame's pretty crowded. So what I do is I smoke a little down the end bar there. Make them bees move out before I slide that the rest of the way together. A lot of people want to spread them frames out. I don't do that. Them frames are designed with the end bars the way they are. They're designed to touch, and that's the way I make them touch. If you don't, one of two things are going to happen. Either they're going to propolize, or they're going to build burr comb. One of the two. Actually, if you get them to touch, they're still going to propolize it a little bit. But I've had some frames that were just a booger. I mean, a bear to get apart. You know, they had so much propolis in between the frame. And I found out that that's because there was just maybe a 1/16 of an inch gap in between the end bars. Well, them bees packed all that in with propolis. The more propolis in there, the harder it is to get apart. And I found out that if I push those up together good, there's not as much propolis, they're not as hard to break apart. You know, I'm a new beekeeper, I don't know really what I'm doing, but what I have learned, I'm pretty confident in. You know, if I pick something up, every time I get in this hive, I might learn something new. As I learn, I'm pretty confident in what I'm learning. You know that what works and what doesn't, but it just takes time, is all. And anyway, you've seen me put a hive back together before, I think. If not, I guess we'll go ahead and cut this video off.
Hey, Chuck, before we do,
the queen's laying great. Any day now. I'm thinking probably, this is Wednesday, I'm thinking by Monday or Tuesday maybe, or by the weekend maybe, we're going to start having the first rounds of brood emerging. I can't remember exactly how long this queen has been in here and laying, and I know it takes 19 to 21 days for those brood to first start emerging from when she first starts laying. not from when I put her in here, but the first eggs that she lays will hatch 19 to 21 days later. And I'm not real sure, I didn't exactly write it down on the calendar or anything when I put her in here and when she started laying. She started laying like almost an hour probably after she got released out of the queen cage. It didn't take her long at all. She was ready to go. But that's pretty much it. As soon as those young bees start hatching out and emerging, bam, it'll just be like, after that you're looking at every how many bees a day she lays, or eggs a day that she lays since the time she's been in here, that's how many new bees a day are going to be added to this hive. And I'm thinking after they start emerging, it shouldn't take long at all. This hive will be, just slam full of bees, and hopefully, after that point, they're gonna get to working, and they're gonna be bringing in some pollen, and well, they're bringing in pollen, bringing in some more nectar and what have you. And my ultimate, like right now, my short-term goal, I would like to be able to see this hive build up to the point where I can split it off into either I've got some 5-frame boxes, I've got some 8-frame boxes. I'd like to be able to split this off and get some more colonies going. If you watch some of my earlier videos about how this hive went queenless and what have you, nobody had a queen around. I didn't know what I was going to do. These guys were just getting older, and they, even in the winter, they only live so long, and just didn't know what I was going to do. And thank the Lord, I got on the phone finally and called up the Fat Bee Man down in Georgia, and they had queens available. And as it turned out, he had some outstanding queens available. And he had them to me. I ordered them. I paid for them on a Friday. The following Wednesday, I had them here at my house. And they didn't ship them until Monday. They did not ship them. They don't ship on a Thursday or a Friday, where your bees are going to end up being left in a cold post office over the weekend, or a hot post office. They ship on Monday. That way, priority mail, it's got time to get to you before the weekend. And that's a good way of doing business. It is, and I'm very thankful. You guys are looking for some queens. If you can't find them, everybody else sold out or booked up. I got lucky when I called them. I'm not saying they still have queens. That was 3 weeks plus ago, I guess. But they might. Give them a call. I don't have their number, but you can get it at Dixie Bee Supply. Okay, we're going to cut this off. We're going to put this hive back together. We'll see y'all later.